Greetings, Captain! Welcome to the Nimbatus, a giant, self-sustaining drone construction ship. You're in charge of selecting the ship's course, but more importantly, you're in charge of drone construction. This is an exciting game for builders. The game started as a Kickstarter project in 2017. Then it was in private development for about a year before releasing in early access in 2018. Now, in 2020, the release version 1.0 is launched. So let's check it out. The plot is a little FTL, and it works fine, so it's great. You're being chased by an ominous enemy called the Corp. They're some tech company that wants you dead. They attacked you and stole your warp drive, but you're scrappy. You're going to follow them and get back that warp drive by going through wormholes. To navigate the galaxy, you need intel, and you collect that by completing missions on randomly generated planets. The Corp is chasing you down, and each time you fly to a new planet or go on a mission, the threat level increases. Higher threat level means the Corp is closer to finding you and attacking. For example, I was around 90% threat and the Corp drone found me and recklessly flew into me, which reduced the threat, but the Nimbatus took damage. So it's dangerous to keep exploring worlds without warping to the next area. Also, there are little decisions that need to be made between flying to planets that can also help or hurt you. For example, paying a pirate to get the Corp off your trail. Like I said before, this is all a little FTL. It's a great formula for balancing risky behavior while staying in the solar system, collecting loot, and pushing the game forward. Anyway, the missions are straightforward, but you'll need to build a specific drone for the task. Example missions include killing all the large beehives or collecting a fossil. I'm not sure how either of those relate to getting intel to be able to fly to the next solar system, but we're going to go with it. Building a drone for the mission requires some trial and error, especially if you're trying to collect a fossil. While it was a little unclear what to equip my drone with, it's even more challenging to anticipate how the fossil is going to affect the center of gravity. Spoiler, but not really. You need to use a magnet to pick up anything, even the fossil. But once it's drawn towards your drone, it creates a nightmare situation if you don't put your magnet in the right place. With the center of gravity completely thrown off, I wasn't able to fly back to where I needed to deposit it. I learned a valuable lesson: never put the magnet on the side of your ship. So building a specific drone for the mission is important, and something you'll pick up as you go. Restarting the mission will cost you the price of the drone you sent down, including the threat level increase, which is painful if you don't quite understand what you're getting into. My first run ended up being complete garbage as I tried out a few things. It gets kinda expensive when you keep sending down drones and failing. You need to worry about that threat level. Still, if you're a builder, then you have a ton of options, and the game doesn't have training wheels. That's going to be someone's jam. It also depends greatly on your starting class. You can choose between 6 different types of captain classes. For example, the heavyweight gives their drones more health, or the miner that can drill through a planet. Each class gets unique starting drone parts and therefore different ways to play. There are more advanced classes like the engineer who gets logic gates, which really opens up some crazy stuff. What I will say is the building is easy. The game is generous about giving you warnings for parts that might not work out or if you're missing something. Also, you can test the drone in multiple situations. It's impossible to tell you how important testing is. No matter how smart you think you are or how well the drone is constructed, nothing beats a little testing. For example, I often forget to fix the key bindings on the reverse thrusters, so I start a mission without having the ability to go backward. I figure it out once I've plowed the drone into the planet and it's completely stuck. Then I've wasted resources and increased my threat for no reason. Even if the drone can move in all directions, there are still other considerations. Like if a fuel tank is sticking out the side, it's going to get stuck on the side of the planet. Another good idea is to place your drills wider than the body of your drone. There are all kinds of small adjustments you need to make with each new drone you create. If you get a ton of pleasure from learning systems, especially building, then Nimbatus is probably for you. For me, watching the tutorial videos on YouTube are required because there are so many parts and they can do some amazing things. I've seen some incredible drones built by other people. There's even an advanced captain class, the programmer, that has all the parts available from the start. However, they can only create autonomous drones. I tried it and I have no idea how to make a drone that can fly by itself. Another item of interest called the factory is so much fun because whatever you attach to it can infinitely duplicate. So a continually spinning death ball? Sure. A separate mini drone you can control and dive bomb into enemies? Absolutely. The planets at the beginning of the game are a little dull. They have some similar objectives like killing a transmitter or destroying all the beehives. I don't find it that exciting to have to go to a planet and do all the same stuff over and over and over and over. Destroying a few beehives is pretty much the same as destroying anything else. The reward for finishing the planet is more parts, which are great and allows you to create better drones. Still, that only leads to more planets with similar objectives. The resource gathering is a little mindless and slows down the game. I'm terrible at building nimble drones, so it's a slog to collect the resources. Then having to fly back and forth between the drop point is slow. I'm playing conservative though, and with more collection tanks and bigger drones, it will all get a lot easier. As a quick side note, I am having some performance issues. My RAM and CPU meters were still very low, and I didn't have any crazy amount of parts on the screen. These things are difficult to pinpoint, and every system is different. It could be a bug in my specific setup or something else entirely. I checked and no one else has mentioned any issues, but I had to mention it here. Overall, Nimbatus is a building game that allows you to create some crazy stuff. It's easy to make some simple drones, but challenging to create more advanced ones. After Mechanic Miner and now Nimbatus, it makes me wish I was any good at building. All my drones were so basic. Still, it's exciting to see such a cool system for creative building.
Thank you. Nimbatus, the space drone constructor, was creative. But what should I play next? There's a truck in the background. Thank you very much for watching, and you'll hit subscribe now.